talk therapy.
Have you ever felt like you're not doing enough with your life? Like no matter what you achieve, it's still not impressive? I've been struggling with this pressure lately. Everyone's chasing something extraordinary, and I wonder if I'm falling behind. Even when I enjoy a peaceful life, part of me feels guilty, like I should be doing more, being more. Do you ever feel that? This fear of being ordinary, like that's the worst thing you could be.
Yeah, I do, more often than I admit. There's this constant pressure to stand out, to make a mark, to be unforgettable. And if you're not doing something big, it's like you don't matter. Even if you're content, the world tells you to be restless. Social media makes it worse. Everyone's highlight reel. And here I am, just trying to stay grounded. But ordinary doesn't mean worthless. It just means human. Still, we fear it like it's a failure.
Exactly. We confuse peace with mediocrity. Like if you're not constantly striving, you're wasting your life. But I wonder, where did that belief even come from? Who decided ordinary isn't good enough? Sometimes I envy people who live simply and seem content. They don't chase fame or validation. They just exist fully in the present. But then I think, am I settling if I choose that? Or am I just afraid I won't be seen? It's such a strange battle.
It really is. I think it comes from how we were raised. Be special, do something great, make everyone proud. We're taught that worth is tied to recognition, and if we don't stand out, we somehow disappear. But maybe the goal isn't to be seen by the world. Maybe it's to truly see ourselves and appreciate the quiet ways we impact others. Not all value is loud. Not all greatness is public.
That's beautiful. Not all greatness is public. I needed to hear that. Sometimes the kindest, most honest people aren't famous, but they shape the world in their own ways, through presence, kindness, and authenticity. But we rarely praise that. We celebrate extremes, success, wealth, beauty, and silence the rest. It makes you feel like being yourself isn't enough, unless you're dazzling.
I felt that too. It's like being good isn't good enough anymore. You have to be impressive, influential, unforgettable, even if it costs your peace or authenticity.
I am Gondoreku.
I used to chase that version of success until I realized I didn't even like who I was becoming. I was performing, not living. And the fear of being ordinary, it was louder than my own voice.
एक कप बड़ा जिंट्रा मारी आपको.
That's when I knew I needed to redefine success.
Redefining success. That's something I've been trying too. But it's hard to let go of the validation. When people praise your achievements, it feels good. You start craving that approval, even if deep down you're exhausted. But success without joy is just performance. And I don't want a life that looks good but feels empty. I want meaning, connection, peace, even if it looks ordinary from the outside. But wow, it's hard to admit that.
It really is. Because we are wired to chase more, but more doesn't always mean better. Sometimes it just means louder. I've learned to ask myself, is this fulfilling or just impressive? And honestly, the answers surprise me. The moments that matter most to me, they're small, quiet, intimate, a deep conversation, a walk in the rain. And none of that is ordinary to me.
You're right. The best memories of my life, they weren't flashy. They were soft, gentle, human. Moments where I felt fully seen and safe. But those don't make it to the highlight reel. So we forget they're valid. We keep chasing milestones to prove we're enough. and still feel hollow after reaching them. Maybe the fear isn't about being ordinary. Maybe it's about not feeling worthy without applause.
That hits deep. We confuse external applause with internal worth, but they're not the same. You can be widely admired and still feel invisible inside. I've started measuring value by honesty, not attention. Like, am I honest with myself? Do I like who I am when no one's watching? That's the kind of richness I want. It's not ordinary, it's rare, and it's real.
So true. I think we underestimate how rare self-acceptance is. It's easier to chase status than to sit with our insecurities. But until we make peace with the quiet parts of life, we'll keep feeling unfulfilled. I'm learning to stop seeing my life as a competition. No one wins at being human. We're all figuring it out. And maybe being ordinary isn't the fear. Maybe it's not being loved while being ordinary. That's what really scares us.
Wow, that's it. It's not the simplicity we fear, it's the rejection. We want to know we matter even without the trophies. Even in our quiet, unfiltered, messy lives. To be ordinary and still loved, that's the real dream. And when someone sees you that way, without needing you to be impressive, that's where healing begins. That's where the pressure fades and you finally breathe.
Just talking about this is helping because I've carried this fear for so long. The fear that a quiet life would mean a wasted one. But now I'm realizing peace is a form of success. Maybe I don't need to be legendary. Maybe I just need to be real, present, and kind. And that's enough. That's what I want to believe. That my value isn't based on impressing the world, but on being fully me.
That's such a powerful shift. And it's something I've been practicing too. I still feel the urge to prove myself, but now I pause and ask, who am I trying to impress? If the answer isn't me, I take a step back.
Because I don't want to build a life that doesn't feel like mine. Ordinary isn't the enemy. It's the base where peace lives, and from there we can still create beauty, even if the world never claps for it.
I love what you said. Ordinary is the base where peace lives. That actually comforts me more than a motivational quote ever has. Maybe we've been chasing fireworks when we needed warmth, something steady, not loud. I'm starting to crave that now. A simple life that feels honest and calm, even if it doesn't photograph well, even if it never trends. There's a kind of beauty in simplicity that we've forgotten, and I want to remember it.
That's the truth. We've been sold the idea that we need to be spectacular to matter. But some of the most beautiful lives are never broadcast. They're lived quietly, through love, care, and consistency, and no one claps for them. But they're the ones that hold the world together.
Teachers, friends, parents, strangers showing kindness.
That's not ordinary. That's sacred. Maybe the fear isn't real, it's just noise, and we're learning to tune it out.
And you know what's interesting? The more we chase being special, the more disconnected we feel. Because it becomes about outshining, not belonging. I think we all just want to be part of something, to matter to someone, not to everyone. To be known for who we are, not for what we do. That kind of connection makes life meaningful, even if it's small, even if it's not impressive. It still counts.
Yes, exactly. When I think of the people who changed my life, it wasn't because they were famous or successful. It was because they were present. They listened. They made me feel seen. That doesn't require talent or status, just heart. And if that's ordinary, then I want more of it, because that's the kind of person I want to be. Not perfect, not famous, just deeply human.
This really changes how I look at my goals. Maybe I don't have to keep proving I'm extraordinary. Maybe I can just be. Create because I love it. Connect because I care. Grow because it feels right, not to impress anyone. That shift feels freeing. I can still dream big, but I won't shame myself for living small. There's strength in stillness, too.
Absolutely. We forget that ordinary doesn't mean stagnant. You can grow quietly, heal privately, love deeply, even if no one knows. And sometimes that quiet growth is the most powerful kind because it's honest. It's not for show, it's for you. And that's the kind of change that lasts, the kind that transforms you from within.
You know what else? This fear of being ordinary. It often comes from comparison. We don't fear our lives until we look at someone else's. And social media is built on that. It shows us highlights, not real life. So we end up chasing illusions. But I'm done with that. I want my joy to come from living, not scrolling. From experience, not performance. From truth, not trends.
That's such an important realization because comparison is a trap that never ends. There will always be someone richer, smarter, more successful, but no one can live your life better than you. That's where your uniqueness is, not in being better, but in being you. And if that's ordinary, then ordinary is beautiful. Comparison kills joy, but authenticity brings it back. And I'm choosing that now, even if it's a quieter path.
So maybe we don't need to fear being ordinary anymore. Maybe ordinary is peaceful. Maybe it's meaningful in ways we've forgotten, because it holds space for rest, love, and depth. And if I can live a life full of that, then I've lived well. Not loudly, but fully. And honestly, that's more than enough. Thanks for helping me see that tonight, Leo. This conversation was exactly what I needed.
I needed it too, Mia. Sometimes the best clarity comes through conversation. Not through success or recognition, but through honesty. And today, we got honest. We explored the fear and we found freedom in it. You reminded me that I don't need to be spectacular to be whole. I just need to be present and real. So here's to ordinary lives lived with extraordinary heart. To simple moments, deep meaning, and soft peace. That's the life I want.